I had another mishap today with my image. Yeah, triple Leo, it's a very common thing for us. So I went to the beach because I moved out of LA a little over a year ago. So I was living here for a couple of years, and then in the fall I moved back to the East Coast, which I actually really love. And I know a lot of people in LA just think that I settled, and I did, but I loved it. So I went to the beach, got really red. So that was not what I planned for. And I was like, oh my God, I look like a freaking lobster. Like, what's that gonna be like on stage, you know? But then I was like, I wonder what the spiritual meaning of lobster is. Because that's where I go. I'm like, I'm gonna embody the lobster as my spirit animal while I'm on stage. This is gonna be great, right? So I go to my phone, I go to my Google. As soon as I put in lobster, like my phone knows right away. They're like, oh, spirit animal. Like they just fill it in for me. And I looked it up and it was like lobster indicates protection. And I was like, of course the lobster indicates protection because I'm up here on stage and I'm holding space for all of you. There's an exchange that's happening. I'm infusing a lot of my energy and a lot of my skill set and a lot of my ability to shine. And it's gonna take a lot. And so your energy is really crazy. So I'm really glad that I was able to have the sun be looking out for me, burn and char my skin to embody the lobster so I may be protected from you all. And don't worry, I got like a giant selenite wand like right back there ready to go after this whole shebang. Yeah, thanks for coming again. And you know, coming in the literal sense, like you came in the door, right? Not my kind of coming. So, yeah, dating. So it's really interesting when you're kind of in the spiritual world and then you want to incorporate that with your dating life. One thing that is kind of, again, there's that range that we're talking about, right? Like in some ways, like it's really cool in the spiritual world. In other ways, it's really shitty, literally, in the dating world. Here's the thing. So I recently developed a allergy to lactose intolerant, right? So I can't have milk. If I do, things happen. In the spiritual community, I'm a rock star, you know? We go out to lunch and I look at the salad, I'm like, oh, is this ricotta cheese? Oh, is this milk-based? No dairy for me. And my like spiritual friend's like, wow, look at her avoiding dairy. She's so great, right? Then I go on a date, but mind you, I attract non-spiritual dudes, right? So I'm on the date, and he's like, you want pizza, Italian? I'm like, sure, I love cheese. It's the best, right? I'm relatable, I'm doing whatever I can here. So we're on the date, and of course I eat the cheese because I'm just like, oh yeah, cheese, I'll handle it this time, right? Like this is the time, you know, you'll be looking out for me, and I'll eat the cheese. No big deal. The whole lactose intolerant thing was just like a thing I made up to be cool in the spiritual community. No, not really. So, what happens when I ingest the juice from cows creates this like mucousy layer that kind of just, it's almost like a volcano, like the base of a volcano. You can just picture like the lava in there. This is like the cheese and the milk and the dairy, it's all like just kind of bubbling inside of me. But it's not silent. No, it's like percolating inside of me, and my stomach just kind of starts to rumble, right? And like there's all this energy that wants to get out, again, like the volcano, right? It's like ready to explode. But when you're on the date, especially if you get to the point where you're going back to his place, you're sitting on the couch, you're hanging out, you're having a glass of wine, doing the things, and you know, other things I won't mention. We're doing that, and I start to feel, you know, the lava, the dairy start to boil inside of me. It starts to make noises, and all of a sudden you hear something, did you hear that? I don't know, maybe it's your neighbor or something. I don't know. It like starts going off again. Really, I feel like I hear something. Are you okay? Oh, I'm just hungry. We just had all of that cheese. What are you talking about, right? So I'm just like, let me just go to the bathroom and I'll just clear it out, right? So I excuse myself, I go to the bathroom. And then I'm like, all right, we got to do something about this, right? Like it's starting to bloat, it's continuing to percolate, it's like internal farts just like ricocheting. So betrayed by the cow, not my spirit animal. This is all happening, and then, but the thing is I don't know, for some reason I always seem to attract the dudes at the bathroom, like right near where everything's happening. So I'm like, I could attempt to erupt the volcano, and he could hear it, which would be not so working in my favor. Or I could turn on the sink, right, and like make a little bit of noise so that if I do make noise, you won't hear it. But if he hears the sink go before I flush the toilet, he's like, what is she doing in there, right? Like, she's crazy. And then I could risk it and just go for it and hope it doesn't make a noise, but what if it makes an odor? And then what if he goes in afterwards and smells my experience? That doesn't work in my favor either. I could spray something, but again, you know the reason why people are spraying shit. I'm not like, oh, I just wanted to see what your apple fall forest smelled like. I just love me some air sprays. Well, under my armpits too. See if that works. So then I get to this, I just feel very defeated in the bathroom. The volcano did not erupt. Everything is still just going off inside of me. And so I retreat back to the room where I just hold it in and I hope for the best. And I do a pretty good job of it. I mean, my root chakra is very solid. It's very tight, like literally like nails could like bounce off that thing, like I'm holding them in so much. So I'm really good at it. I hold it in, I make it work. So I was at the point where I was with this one dude and it was time to break up. And we were kind of going back and forth a little bit. Like, you know what you do? You kind of like bicker with each other and like point out each other's flaws and like why this isn't happening anymore, right? So he would be like, you locked me out of my apartment that one time. And I'm like, well, you were always late. And he'd be like, you always made me pay for things. I'd be like, you have a small penis. Right? And he goes, well, you fart in your sleep. I was like, wait a minute, what? He's like, yeah, like every freaking night you hit the pillow and it's like, here I thought I was holding it all together. Meanwhile, as soon as I fall asleep, my body betrays me. And just erupts right in front of the dude. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. Dating's interesting. So, I'm also